How's it going, Dolphin fans? It's your man JT coming here to just talk about and give my thoughts on the 2017 draft for the Miami Dolphins. They ended up making seven draft picks, and I don't like to do draft grades and get into all that, because anyone that really follows and knows the drafts knows you really got to see these guys on the field. It takes a few years to know what you got. But it is exciting. It's always an exciting time to gather around, watch the draft, see what you get. And I did think that the Miami Dolphins did do a really good job. In some areas, maybe a couple missed opportunities. But ultimately, I felt like they really did a good job addressing some needs. They definitely went heavy on the defensive side of the ball. Another interesting thing I thought was Mike Tannenbaum, who's really known for his trades. He made them in New York. Last year, he made 3 trades just within the first 3 rounds. And this year, he didn't make any. He made a couple of trades on the last day of the draft, but neither really worth mentioning. It was just kind of make sure they got a couple of guys here and there. But to break it down pick by pick, the first day with the 22nd overall choice, they took Charles Harris, the defensive end, out of Missouri, which I'm fine with. I think it's a good pick. It's a good player. I understand the draft pick. I was kind of hoping for Reuben Foster or Forrest Lamb when they were still there. But, I mean, I understand the pick, and it is a good player, so I'm not mad at it. We needed a defensive end that, one, improve our pass rush this year, because, if we want to be able to compete for either, anything, a wild card, compete even maybe in the division, you're going to have some really good pass rush. Now we have 3 pass rushers with Charles Harris, Andre Branch, and Cam Wake, of course. And then, of course, it is a potential future option as Cam Wake gets closer to retirement. So I understood that pick. Probably my favorite pick of the draft was McMillan, the linebacker out of Ohio State, with the 2nd round. I thought this guy easily could have been a first-round kind of pick. And so I was very happy to get him, and I think he probably will be a day 1 starter, whereas Harris might be a little bit of a rotation guy, maybe coming off the bench. I think McMillan will probably win that 3rd linebacking job. We got a quarterback, Tankersley out of Clemson. I didn't get to see too much of him during the draft process, but he is one of those tall, lanky corners, and that's kind of the guys they have right now coaching Miami's defense. They like those guys, so that's cool. Last year, we really were screwed because a lot of the guys in our secondary got injured, and when that happened, we really didn't have anybody. So now I feel like if we have a couple of injuries, we can throw Tankersley out there and hopefully not drop off too much. I thought we really got lucky in round 5 to get Isaac Asiata is how you say the last name, the guard out of Utah, because he really should have been like a 3rd or a 4th round prospect. So we got him, which we need some help on that offensive line. That was my one fear, is as much as I liked going defense the first 3 rounds, I felt like we were ignoring the offensive line, but again, kind of got lucky and got a really good guard there. They took a couple of defensive tackles after that, which, I wasn't as high on. I don't know. I felt like there were a lot of guys that were falling in the draft because of injuries or off the field issues. And I would have liked to seen us take a chance on one of those guys, maybe get some more day 2 talent in day 3. But they didn't do that. They wanted to get a couple of defensive tackles, so it's it's whatever. It's also the 3rd day of the draft. I'm not really going to complain, as the talent level isn't quite the same. And then we did get Isaiah Ford with our 7th round pick, wide receiver. First of all, some Dolphins have a problem with them continuously taking wide receivers. I don't. If you want to take a wide receiver in the draft every year, by all means, you shouldn't do it in round 1 or 2 when you don't have a need of wide receiver, but wait till round 7. You take a wide receiver that you like. I thought this was a good move. Listen, Parker, his future's not exactly secure. We're still negotiating with Landry. So, meanwhile, now you have Carew and Isaiah Ford coming off the bench at the wide receiver position. And I think we're loaded at that position now because they keep drafting wide receivers. So, I don't have a problem with them doing that. So, again, my overall thought is I felt like it was a good draft. They addressed multiple needs, and they really have the potential to have a really good defense if the picks, of course, can pan out, as they went defense heavy, taking 5 out of the 7 draft selections were on the defensive side of the ball, including all 3 of the first picks that we got. So hopefully that is how it pans out and that we can see this defense play a little bit better. Dolphin fans, let me know what you thought about the draft. What was your favorite pick that the Dolphins made? Was there anybody that you thought they should have taken instead? And I will talk to you guys soon.